Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time we're going to do my WWE Hell in the Cell 2018 pay-per-view review for my classic pay-per-view reviews. So here we go. So this is the DVD. There's the cover. There's the disc artwork. I don't show you the disc artwork. I keep forgetting. So there's the disc artwork. Pretty cool. There's the spine. And there's the back. So let's get on with this, shall we? First off, we kicked off the show with a Hell in the Cell match between Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. This was exactly what it needed to be, a fun, sadistic, torturous at times Hell in the Cell match. It lived up to the name Hell in a Cell, especially a certain spot where Randy Orton took a screwdriver and stuck it in Jeff Hardy's Let me try to get this right so it doesn't sound sexual. Randy Orton stuck a screwdriver in the hole where Jeff Hardy has his earring. Yeah, that massive earring that Jeff Hardy has in his ear. Well, Randy Orton put a screwdriver in it and started twisting the skin. Very sadistic, very horrible. If you're squeamish, don't watch that part. Don't watch that match, to be quite honest, if you're squeamish. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Randy Orton's leg got busted open it looked very gruesome, with the chair leg digging into his leg and it busted him open, which is very terrible stuff. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Wink, wink. I'm kidding. Randy Orton's, he's alright. He just burned the Fiend alive not long ago. There's still issues there. Anyway, yeah, Randy Orton gets the win here, picking up the win over Jeff Hardy. Good stuff. Good opener for Hell in the Cell. And as we move on to the next match, we have Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against former best friend Becky Lynch. This was a fantastic matchup. I like this match. Very fun. Both women had each other scouted, and just pretty good stuff. All around, good stuff. Becky was still in the early phases of her heel turn, so she was kind of getting used to wrestling as a heel. She didn't really wrestle as a heel in this match. She was kind of back and forth. It was kind of a bit even when it came to wrestling ability-wise. But Becky Lynch came out with victorious. She pinned Charlotte clean with a roll-up. So, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Good to see. Always good to see Becky Lynch winning matches and winning the championship. So big thumbs up there. And yeah, pretty solid stuff. Pretty solid first two matches to Hell in the Cell 2018. Next match, we have Drew McIntyre teaming up with Dolph Ziggler, take on the team of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose for the Raw Tag Team titles. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, of course, the challengers, and Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, the champions, after they won them on Raw, beating the B-Team. So yeah, this was a pretty decent matchup. Awesome stuff. I wasn't expecting anything less from these four men, and they delivered exactly what I wanted, exactly what I kind of imagined it would be. Great tag team match, got plenty of time, and what more can you want from a tag team? What more can you want from a wrestling match when a match that has plenty of time with four great athletes? And they delivered good stuff. And Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre won with an awesome finish where Seth Rollins does his usual top rope suplex into a Falcon Arrow maneuver. And as he was doing the Falcon Arrow part, Drew McIntyre came in and hit an awesome looking Claymore. And Dolph Ziggler landed on top of Seth and got the pin. Awesome finish. Loved it. And yeah, we move on to the next match because that was a big thumbs up. In the next match, we have the personal rivalry continues as the WWE Championship is also on the line as AJ Styles defended the WWE Championship against the challenger Samoa Joe. Oh, Wendy! Samoa Joe. I had to do that one. That was the name of AJ's wife, Wendy. Samoa Joe would shout into the TV screen, getting personal with AJ's family. This was a pretty good match. It was okay, not as good as their SummerSlam match, but still pretty solid stuff. And the finish was kind of a head scratcher to me. where AJ pinned Samoa. It was the old phase of where the heel has the submission locked in, and the babyface gets the win by pinfall, but taps in the process. So, yeah, kind of, I didn't like this finish. I know it set up another rematch going into the next event, but I wasn't a big fan of Samoa Joe getting the Conquista clutch locked in on Styles, and then AJ pinning Joe, but also tapping out at the same time. Not a fan of that. Wasn't a fan of that that finish. But it leads to a rematch. Also, I was very, what's the word? I was very disappointed that this was an ordinary match. I was a bit confused about why this was just a normal match, after considering that their last meeting at SummerSlam ended in a DQ. So this match actually had a finish, but it was a controversial finish. And we move on to the next match. Next match we have The Miz and Maurice taking on Brie Bella and Daniel Bryan. It was okay. I didn't really care too much about it. It was just there to get Miz and Maurice another victory over Daniel Bryan and Brie, to make them so they can brag about how both Miz and Maurice have both pinned Bryan and Brie in two consecutive pay-per-views. Easy for me to say. And yeah, it was okay, but I didn't really care too much about it. It was just the two. It was cute having the two couples fight each other, but I'm not really into that kind of stuff too much. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to, like, I think Edge and Beth Phoenix have done it, and they've also done it with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins before, where they had them team up because they're a couple. I'm not really that fussed about the real life couples teaming up together too much, in tag team matches. It's cute, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. So I didn't really care too much about this match. It was okay. Next match. As we move on to the next match, we have Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss in a rematch from SummerSlam. This match was a complete opposite of what they did at SummerSlam. Ronda Rousey squashed Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. On this occasion, it was more back and forth, where Ronda did most of the selling. And she did a great job of selling the ribs, but of course the result was never in question. Ronda Rousey was going to retain that Raw Women's title, but I was very impressed of Ronda Rousey selling the ribs of Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss gained the offense, because that was the way of Alexa gaining offense in this match, was that she worked on Ronda's ribs. So pretty cool stuff right there. Ronda Rousey retained. Big thumbs up, and unfortunately this will be Alexa Bliss's last match for 2018 on pay-per-view wise, because she'll get injured not long after this on a house show, and yeah, she's out for the rest of the year until Royal Rumble time. So it's been good for Alexa Bliss anyway. Less say about that the better. Let's move on to the next match, which is the main event. We have Roman Reigns taking on Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship, his newly won Universal Championship, against Mr. Money in the Bank, Braun Strowman, who's cashing in his Monster in the Bank. Sorry, I called it Money in the Bank. He called it the Monster in the Bank when he was because he was the Monster among men. Inside Hell in the Cell, with Mick Foley as the special guest referee. The match itself, it's divided into three parts. So the match itself between Braun and Roman was solid stuff. I really enjoyed the match itself, all the way up until the second part, where Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre came out to help Braun, and the Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins came out to help Roman. Then it took a back turn a little bit, where Roman and Braun took lay in the ring for about 5 minutes after it spearing Braun through a table, and Dolph, Drew and Dean and Seth all brawled around the ring because they couldn't get her in the cell, and on top of the cage, and then Seth and Dolph did their usual fall off the side of the cage through the both tables spot. And then, of course, as you can see on the cover, the Beast Incarnate returns. Brock Lesnar came in, he kicked the door in, beat up both men, which was an awesome beating. I'm not saying this was in their third part. and it was an awesome beating, and just chaotic, chaos everywhere. And then the damn referee, Mick Foley had been sprayed with pepper spray by Paul Heyman, and then another referee came in and declared it a non-contest. And I just groaned, because I don't like the gruesome Hell in the Cell ending in a fucking non-contest. Hated it here. I hated it a year later. I hated that one more in 2019. But yeah, it just soured my mood, man. Like, even now, like, I thought maybe I could see through it, and like, maybe now that time has gone by, I thought, okay, maybe I could see a bit differently, but I don't like the fact that Hell in the Cell ends in a non-contest. Like, it's Hell in the Cell for a reason, not Hell in the Cell until two men get beat up by someone on the outside and they get hit with a finishing move that they get hit with all the time, and they can't continue. Like, woohoo! Ugh, not a fan. Anyway, that put a sour on the end of what was a good pay-per-view in my opinion. So yeah, anyway. So non-contest to end the main event of the Hell in the Cell 2018. Not a fan in the end. So anyway, I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 7 out of 10. Solid pay-per-view for most of it. There was a couple of bits I didn't like, and the big part I didn't like was the ending being a non-contest. I liked the beatdown that Brock gave them, and I liked the Dolph and Drew and Seth and Dean getting involved, and the falling off the style and all that stuff. But I wasn't a fan of the whole. I wasn't a fan of the non-contest. The referee just going, "Oh, these two can't continue." It kind of sucked. Anyway, that's my review of WWE Hell in the Cell 2018. Tell me what you think in the comments. See you guys next time, and I'm out.